Yeah, hopefully we see from the side of Saints Gaming, they coordinate well to try and deny those stacks as best as they can. The longer you take to get to the, at least that 4 stack level on Kindred, the longer it takes you to really become an impact on the game.
Yeah.
You are a ranged jungler, but if you don't have those stacks, your range is still super low, and you're extremely squishy, until you start getting items.
Okay, perfect. Just coming into game right now. Looks like there's a little bit of lag on the game. It should be loading in momentarily, and there we go. Just the game catching up with itself.
Be interested to see what kind of starts these guys do, if they want to go in for an invade, or if they just do the classic 5-point.
Yeah, I definitely think that'd be really interesting. I think George Mason University has a little bit of a stronger early game here, just on the account that they have the Alistair being a really, well, I'm really bad at this. Obviously, Braum is the #1 king of early game invades. So St. Clair College does have the stronger invade, but they just have to make sure they don't get bursted in the initial volley of attacks.
Does look like it's just going to be a 5-point, though. Nobody really wanting to get too aggressive here in game 1. Probably just a little, game 1 jitters that they don't want to kind of throw a lead away 30 seconds into the game and then have to play from behind, and set the pace for the whole series.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams here scouting each other out in this first game. Just looking around the river here, pinging out the Camille in the top lane, and Neo Tonkin going a little bit too far in there, just getting poked out before the jungle start.
Yeah, and he got his ward out, and they were able to clear it, so no vision on the pathing of where the Kindred is going to go just yet. Although it does look like Camille was able to come over and get a ward, or sorry, Galio was able to get a ward there.
And we see a ping going down from Saints Gaming, pinging out some wards. And just at the beginning of the laning phase here, pretty standard lanes for everybody. I'd like to note too that we actually see that Sindred is taking Thunderlords, meaning that she's obviously going to be playing for the early game. I don't know if that's necessarily the best play for Sindred in the early game, only due to the fact that Galio has teleport. He's going to be able to come and go from that lane and just heal up. And I'm not sure if the poke's going to be really that big of a difference in the lane.
Yeah, and it's good to note here too that Xin did start on the top side, so it does take away a lot of that super early game aggression that the Lucian and Alistar want to do, and it kind of lets Kai'Sa get those couple early levels before she really starts getting punished.
Yeah, and we can see right now that Kindred grabbing her mark in the bottom river right now. So Xin Zhao, knowing that Smartly is going in towards the blue, just to look to see if that jungle's up, and he finds it and is awarded with the blue buff there, and he's going to be able to do a little bit of counter jungling himself. Kindred moving currently up, but is going to get spotted up by his wards right there.
Yeah, Xin should be able to get out after this blue buff. Good vision coverage there to kind of spot out the Kindred before she gets into that jungle.
Oh, and Urgot actually coming down here right now. Coming down for the close, but isn't able to actually close the distance and keep Xin Zhao locked down for long enough.
Yeah, probably good to just kind of disengage there. Although Xin is definitely stronger than the Kindred at this point in the game, I think they lose that 2v2 matchup just because of the the early game strength from that Urgot. And Camille didn't really go. It doesn't have the lunge level 3 to be able to actually get in there and get damage off against these 2 ranged champions. So good job by Benchmeyer there to just kind of back Nakutikin, Xin. I'm going to call him Xin.
Zin's a good name.
And help him get out of there without losing too much health and pressure.
Yeah, players need to name themselves something easy like I Glory, makes it really simple for us to be able to read their names and cast it as we go. And just some basic trading across the map. Junglers taking up what their camps are. Mid lane trading, not really doing any damage to that Galio, just being so tanky. Really benefiting from that passive magic shield. And Kindred actually trading right now, and big flash coming in the bot lane. Xin Zhao going in really strong, but the Alistair W knocked up, being able to take him down before anyone can react, and just not having enough damage to finish it off. Galio getting knocked away from the Syndra, and just George Mason being able to take the 1-0 lead right there. And just Urgot actually being able to go in on the Kindred and over taking her down. But for the trade, the flashes both down for them. I'm assuming they're just going to TP top there and grab the farm.
Yeah, you know, good coordination there by the George Mason team to go in for that blue buff. Kind of looks like they caught Saints Gaming off a little bit off guard. They had the rotation up first and just wasn't a quick enough response, you know, to try and stop that Kindred from getting in there. Yep. Excellent combo by Alistar to get 2 people in that knock up, and they find that first blood really easily.
Yeah, for sure. And I find it really interesting Camille is going for the triple longsword right here. Really going to play aggressive in the top lane. Both of them having the corruption potion and Urgot already halfway through their time. And the Alistar going in for another big combo, but the shield coming up, blocking a lot of the damage, but not actually being able to stop him completely. None of the stuns coming out, and the Ignite just ticking down on Kasai.
Yeah, another great play with his Alistar. You know, sees that you step up even just a few and he steps up and just is able to take him out, combo in, and no response is possible by the side of Benz and Ape.
Yeah, they're going to have to be a little bit careful here from the get-go. They're going to have to get the lead on blue side from now on. They are going to be able to catch the wave here, so they're not going to lose out on too much. But I think they're going to be a little more worried in this lane.
Yeah, Lucian definitely is going to win that matchup without even, you know, needing the lead. So giving him that, 12 CS lead, and although he didn't get the kill, just the XP advantage is going to be a lot for this lane. They're going to have to play super passive and either hope that they get some jungle help or hope that, you know, they just don't bleed out too much, because Lucian can take over the game in the mid game. Yeah,
we see Kindred right now sitting around top, Xin Zhao sitting around mid, but both of their buffs coming up. Kindred actually pinging aim for the red buff. Noticing that it's up, but we have 3 people going to be collapsing on the mid lane. Xin Zhao going in, doesn't see the Alistar and is actually going to get collapsed on right here. Doesn't see anyone coming in, gets the flash over the wall, but Kindred just popping. Alistar with another knockout. Beautiful run by George Mason, picking up that kill on his end.
Yeah, you know, and that just stems from that kill bot lane. They're able to have the minion wave push up to the tower, which gives the Alistar ample amount of time to roam up there and give his mid laner a hand, and just no respect on the side of Saints Gaming for that. You know, no communication must have been to say that Alistar could roam up there.
Yeah, for sure. That the red buff going over to Kindred, Camille going over to check it, but too late, a little too late. Able to spot out Kindred, but her just walking away there. Saints Gaming was able to get a little bit of the farm in the bot lane with none of that pressure, but they're not able to currently convert anything onto the solution. He's just so safe in the 2v1 against them.
Yeah, when he has his dash up, he's able to get out really easily. But it is good to note for the side of Saints Gaming that, you know, even though they were able to get a kill in that mid lane, you just want your Kai'Sa to be able to scale up.
Yeah.
So even just a couple waves of no pressure on her to be able to kind of get all the minions will help a lot. Because she just needs to get to that, you know, 1-item spike before she can really be relevant.
Yes, and for everyone who doesn't know, as Kai'Sa gains stats, her abilities start to unlock and evolve. The first item most Kasai's are going to build is the Rage Blade. I'm not exactly sure what item points evolve. Do you have any more details about that?
Yeah. When you're playing Kai'Sa, if you go with, looks like they're going the Ginsu's build, which will likely be a Nashor's 2-second, you will get your first evolution on your E, which will be after you have your Ginsu's, your boots, your Berserker Greaves, and then when you get your Stinger, that's when you'll get your first level up on your E. You'll get your W after you get a little bit more AP from Nash's Tooth, and so like about 2.5 item spike is when you'll get your W, and you probably won't get your Q unless you go, you know, 2 more AD items afterwards, but more than likely not going to happen in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Alistar right there being the big man, knowing that he has the flash up, and catching Saints Gaming off guard right there with the beautiful flash into the combo. Being able to pick 2 kills with that gank right there, really strong.
Yeah, and Lucian finally gets a kill on the board there, but one bigger thing to note is Kindred at 3 kills already. It's starting to already look scary. Has a 16 CS lead. Up a level. It's not a good matchup that you want to see. When, you're hoping to kind of keep her down in the first couple levels. But she seemed to not have too many issues, getting things going right now.
Yeah, and we see Xin Zhao going ultimate by 2 different people right there, getting picked up quite easily after the slow hits down, and just not able to get away.
Hopefully, we can see from the side of Saints Gaming here, try and just split up the map.
Yeah, and Camille trying to go in onto the Urgot right there. Not able to actually land the stun, and is going to have to try to dodge the skill shots right there, knowing that she can't fight Urgot without those skills up.
Yeah, and it's, pretty standard going on in the top lane. Camille with a little bit more pressure, I guess, in the early levels until, that 1 or 2 item spike.
We see Alistar once again going into the bot lane. A beautiful ultimate, though, coming down from Ape. Just being able to pick up that first kill. Teleport coming in from both top laners. The stun going down. Oh, not the top laner. Actually, Galio coming in from the mid lane. Getting the big E and the taunt. Getting that second kill secure. And Saints Gaming is starting to respond to the pressure being put on them.
And this is what we were kind of talking about in the pregame lobby of this team that just wants to, roam around the map and find those picks. Because you have the TP on the Galio versus the cleanse, and you have the the ultimate from Galio as well. Able to utilize that perfectly, get the double kill when a little bit too aggressive there from the side of Georgia.
Yeah, we saw George Mason right there taking on the first turret in the mid lane. That's going to be a big boon from them. And right now, the Kindred going in 3-man top lane. I don't think there's anything Camille can do. And going down right there, trying to use the ultimate to dodge as much damage. But Kindred still just holding on to her ultimate. Galio coming up to defend this top tower, but against 3, there's not really much he can do. He's going to try to clear the wave, but it doesn't look like his Q's actually going to do enough damage, and this turret is going to go down shortly to George Mason.
Yeah, good rotations there.
And the beautiful E to get away.
Almost gets caught there, but
yeah.
Well-timed E to get out of the stun.
Yeah, and just George Mason right here, knowing that Saints Gaming needs to start to earn back some of this gold, needs to start killing some of the people off the map, is just getting the rotations right now, getting those towers. But we see a teleport, this time actually coming in from the top laner of Saints Gaming. The stun trying to go down, not being able to stop them. Alistar going in, and another teleport coming down. They're going to have to run away here. The ultimate doing a lot of damage. Urgot trying to pick up the Braum here with his ultimate and coming in for the fear, but nobody's around. Everyone else from Saints Gaming going to be able to run away here, but both teleports down for these top laners, and a re-engage actually, no, and just a back off right there. So yeah, both teleports down for these top laners right now, but George Mason actually coming away with advantage, and we see that they're still looking for this turret. They're still looking for kills. Nothing's able to stop them. Galio's currently coming down, so then we might see a re-engage from Camille, but they're too far back and nothing's happening.
I'll look at a little bit of a bait here from the Kindred. That's a cheeky play. Knows he has the Cinder coming in.
And just like we said, the Galio actually coming in with the ultimate, getting the taunt on to 3 people right there. Urgot's having his Zonias, but still going in. Kasai still having her ultimate in here, going in for the damage, waiting for her teammates to back her up with all the CC, and there goes the triple kill over to Saints Gaming, the 3-for-1 with the Xin Zhao dying to the 2-man roaming squad of jungle and mid.
You know what, and hats off here to Saints Gaming for making those plays bot lane. They're showing that they're still not, too scared to try and get something going. Noticing that the Syndra and the Kindred are on the top side, so they will have that numbers advantage, and they pick up 3 kills there for just 1 trade on the top side.
Yeah, and just everyone coming out onto the map right now. We see one of the marks coming down right now for the mid lane, so that means Kindred's still not actually on too many marks, even though she's 4 kills. I think they're gonna try to look for maybe a pick and then look to drop the Rift in the mid lane. Just to try to get more of that pressure. They've already opened up so much of the map with a 3-0 turret lead and a 3k gold lead already at 13 minutes here. It's not an insurmountable lead by any means this early in the game, but it does show the advantages that George Mason has been able to glean so far in this game.
And you know what? It's going to be up to Saints Gaming here to keep that ward coverage, as safe as possible on their side, and look for the picks when you have one or two trying to roam up on their own, getting a little bit cocky.
Yeah. And we actually see the Camille trying to go in on the Urgot, but really absolutely doing no damage to that shield and taking a sizable chunk and going in once again, just using the fact that her cooldowns are up a little bit faster. I definitely think they're not trying to let this Camille play through the side lane. I think they're going to try to get her into some of these team fights or just wait until she can scale up and win the side lane. She will eventually just win. She's looking for that Trinity Force right now. She's really close to it. And then she's going to try to get the Ravenous Hydra and the other items to really support her split pushing, but she's just not there right now, and Urgot just having dominance of that top lane. And we saw on screen there Earth Dragon going over to Kindred and team. 2 Earth Dragons are going to be allowing them to plow through these turrets if they ever get allowed to touch them.
Yeah, and good to know too that the Kindred and Lucian are able to just kind of shred through that Baron, so that's going to be something they'll probably be looking for around the 22-minute mark here with those 2 Earth Dragons.
Yep. Yeah, and we can see that Saints Gaming is getting pushed back on all sides of the map, all 3 lanes being pushed up from George Mason. And we've already seen some of the warding coming out from George Mason. They're moving that ward line up through the river into the forest. But we do see a really well lined up defensive ward coverage from Saints Gaming right now in the bot side, as well as many of their members moving towards the top side, seeing if they can figure out if there's any picks in Galio, doing a really good job holding the 2 people bot lane by himself.
Yep, doing a good job holding him down there, and they are trying to find any sort of picks that they can. With the Rift Herald being dropped down mid lane here. Or probably getting dropped mid lane here, sorry.
Yeah, and the Rift going in here right now. Going to do a lot of damage to this turret. Barely standing anymore. And Camille actually going in, doing a big ultimate. Galio coming in on top of everyone. Everyone's scattering, trying to get picked. Zin's out trying to go on the Syndra, but getting picked off by herself. Everybody's getting stunned up from Saints Gaming, and they're not able to get any of the damage on the low health members. And they're going to be running here. Shelly is still doing damage to the turret. Camille not going to be able to get away with the dash, and actually is able to still get the still get her hooks out, still get away. But is the only member left standing, and Shelly getting 3 jumps there, doing 1,500 damage on the last 2, but really being able to just melt those towers. The Earth Dragon helping, and at 16 minutes, already the first inhibitor down for Saints Gaming.
Yeah, it looked kind of just like a little bit of a hectic fight. They did have, I think, the right idea to try and, force in a fight before that Shelly was able to get too much damage off from the towers. Just looked like there was George Mason was completely ready for it. Alistar going in there onto the back line, making it so that no Kaisa or Camille able to get too much damage off, and just kind of a split up fight on the side of St. Clair.
Yeah, for sure. St. Clair just not being able to get the damage on the right targets, not coordinating, and because of that, just falling down one after each other. I really do like what they were going for there. The Camille with the Galio ult is exactly what we were talking about earlier on. And just being able to actually put so much pressure onto George Mason. They really looked like they were trying to scatter, but were able to kind of get the team fight together. Galio getting really good taunt, but not able to actually stun him up. Urgot really does have an easy time lettering his E after CC, really being able to kind of break out of it. And we can just see the skill of him coming in right now. Ape trying to get away right here, doing a really good job jumping the bench, but is actually just tanking most of the damage. The teleport coming down from Urgot right now, being able to pick him up. And this is now left to a 4v5. The top turret has minions on it. They're going to be able to push this in, and there's not much Saints Gaming can do for this last turn. They're actually going to go onto Urgot here with the ultimate. Nobody able to support him, but Kindred getting in the distance, not actually getting the ulti boom down, but nobody getting saved on either side. And Xin Zhao actually just so far behind right now, not able to really contribute or fight against that Kindred who's on Infinity Edge already.
Kind of an interesting thing to point out, though, here is that the Kindred did opt into the Infinity Edge without any other crit along with it.
Yeah.
Maybe just looking for the raw damage there. Seems to be working out, but could be something to look at in the upcoming games when maybe the Xin isn't so far behind and is able to kind of abuse that cool item choice. I'm just going to come out on a limb here and say that it is always bad to build Infinity Edge with no crit.
It is essentially a waste of gold, right? You only do get the 80 AD from it instead of the bonus crit, as well as the doubling crit and the passive of 10% crit true damage on your crits. So you're essentially building in. You're essentially losing something like 1,800 gold value. But just George Mason being so strong, so far up right now, and the crit item now coming in on Kindred, it's not going to matter. There's currently a 10k gold lead. Saints Gaming is going to have to look for a miracle right now. They're going to have to look for a big team fight. They're going to have to pick off all 3 of the big damage threats and then take Urgot down as a team. They're going to have to play a team fight perfectly.
Yeah, two inhibs down here at 20 minutes. Probably going to see a Baron coming out from the side of George Mason. And I don't think that St. Clair can even try and contest this. If they go towards this Baron, it's probably just going to be a slaughter.
Yeah, the best bet I think is maybe a steal. But with Xin Zhao being 2 levels down, a steal is almost off the books at this point.
Yeah, you're gonna kind of just gonna need a miracle play coming out of the Xin here. And here they go, starting it up just after 20 minutes as expected.
Yeah, with the double dare kick, so it's already melting. It's at its absolute weakest point. Kindred making sure nobody can get over with that black zone. Putting down a really early smite, but still able to secure it for her team.
Yeah, absolutely no possibility for a contest there.
Yeah.
If Xin even walks up, I think everybody kind of just piles over the top of the wall and just kills him.
Yeah. And we see Camille bot lane taking the first turret for Saints Gaming, meaning they didn't go. It is not a perfect game in any sense anymore from George Mason.
Yeah,
they have died, they have
tower.
lost turrets. But it looks like they're coming in for the final push. The ultimate from Braum coming in, but a 3-man knockup from Alistar coming in really strong. The first ultimate coming down from Urgot, getting the 3-man fear right after, and everybody just split up from Saints Gaming, not able to pick anybody off. Kindred off making sure everyone's staying alive, and just George Mason right now going in to end the game with a beautifully played team fight.
And you know what, it almost sucks to see it because it does look like, you know, St. Clair is playing these team fights fairly well. They are able to make a lot of chaos. They're just not, they just don't have the gold for it. And there goes the win to game 1 to George Mason. Just well played out of the lanes and through that jungle from Firefly. Not able to keep them under control. Hopefully we'll see a little bit stronger in game